So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says fundamentally, the knowledge of self and the knowledge of God is the most important knowledges, which is really one knowledge that each and every one of us must have. But we don't get this in the world of Satan. And there's reasons for that. And among the reasons is that we wouldn't be confronting a hell-filled life with death and destruction all around us if we had that essential knowledge. So let us consider the Quranic verse which serves as the premise for this message. Again, it states, He, meaning the originator, it is who created you from a single soul. Why? That's a good question. And of the same did He make His mate, that He might find comfort in her. Why? Why did He make His mate? And why does He need to find comfort in her? Now, my wife of 36 years so far, Karriem Allah, has an educational series through her YouTube channel, which is called Karriemah's Culture. Now, right now, she gives what I would call brief but very rich messages aimed at educating women and girls, based on the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is what she's educating them about. Now, in her first segment, she presented information about the origin of woman, which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us. So I think it is more prudent to share her message as it relates to the meaning of this Quranic verse, which bears on the question of why each of us exists and whom each of us are in the very core of our being. So consider this from Karriem Allah.
Greetings. Welcome to Karriemah's Culture, where we present interesting topics about women and girls. I am Karriem Allah, and in this segment, we will consider the origin of woman. I need to say that again. The origin of woman. Who are we? Why do we exist? Well, you may ask, why do I need to know this? Well, girl, let me tell you. We have made some gains in gender equality, equal rights, employment, and leadership. However, the overall culture of women today has not gained us the honor, respect, or reverence that the originator predestined for us. By originator, we mean the creator of life. What do we mean by culture? Culture means how to act at home and abroad. It is the expression of self-respect, dignity, modesty, civility, and refinement. Now let's look around us. In all honesty, is your expression high or is it low? If you believe it's high, then it can be even higher when we understand why the originator created the woman. If you say it's low, then it can rise as we begin to understand why the originator created the woman. No educational system in the United States teaches the origin and purpose of the woman from the originator's standpoint. The Bible just says that Eve's purpose was to keep Adam from being lonely. But you and I know that we do far more than keep a man company. According to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, after the originator created himself, he brought forth woman from himself as his second self. Why? He was alone. He wanted to reproduce himself with greater ease. And he wanted to beautify and evolve his creation. So let's do an exercise. We want to put ourselves in the originator's place or person. So close your eyes. Imagine yourself as the originator. You may have just taken trillions of years to create yourself. You are in pain. You are alone. You are in triple darkness and cold, so cold, because you have not yet created the sun. During the process of your self-creation, you studied the material of yourself to know that it cannot hold this human form forever. So you prioritize these things. Your first act is to produce a being from yourself through whom you can realize companionship and reproduce or renew yourself perpetually through eternity. This companion is the woman, your second self. And since yourself and second self are the same, whether your second self reproduces male or female, either way, it's still yourself, the originator. You can open your eyes now. Whew. As you know, women give birth to males and females. But the female is not like the male. So our nature as the woman of the originator complements his. So again, the originator brought from himself a divine being, woman, who is the consoler, the nurturer, the mother, and the perfecter of life and his creation. Why these lofty qualities? Because we, women, produce humanity. Every human being comes into existence through us, women. And if properly nurtured, every human being can exude the goodness of the originator. As you know, this is not the present reality. And there is much that can be stated as to why this is. However, we want to focus on ourselves and how society has diluted our awareness and our expression of our God-given nature. We live in a very violent and aggressive world, especially towards women. We are constantly insulted, and as a result, navigating through this world takes us out of our nature to the extent that our underlying attitude is one of hostility. But all is not lost, and hope is very much alive through the guidance and principles of Allah God, through his Messiah, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. We have the opportunity to make our way back towards our nature, where we can realize greater peace, security, confidence, and true prosperity. So in future segments of Karriemah's Culture, we will share some of these divine guidance, along with the principles that will assist us in being the best that we can be, according to the nature of the originator within us. Thank you so much for listening. Peace and blessings.
Now, if we again take our minds back trillions of years, we can agree that the offspring of those living during that time were not and could not be wayward or unrighteous, because they did not live in a wayward world, an unrighteous world. Their genetics were not tainted by unrighteous thoughts and unrighteous deeds. So they didn't roll the dice hoping that maybe I'll get a good son and a good daughter, like we do today. Righteous children were the only thing they could produce, because that was the only thing present.